MR, because I was actually talking about this particular problem in different contexts, but it's the same problem.
There is a merge request we saw from, I think, Gregos, where he does deletion by uploading dummy data or something like that.
Yes, it's basically this one, and there is very easy way to make it super efficient in this bulk deletion, but it's not implemented. Let me find it. Gosh, where it is? We actually had very long discussion about this one. So this is the issue. I mean, this is the comment on the MR that this is what I would prefer these to be rewritten that way, which makes this deletion of the bulk very efficient. I mean, it's not really deletion; it's rather unlink. So it makes unlink of very big amount of the tags very efficient.
Right.
So what it actually does is like what you are saying, like you can push the same manifest for multiple tags, and then if you remove that manifest, it's gonna you're gonna unlink all tags using that manifest.
Right.
If you go to this specific comment, it actually shows the code implementation.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's kind of pseudocode, it's not finished, but it shows the idea there.
Yeah, so basically right now we have two choices. The one we came up with was that we, in the database, we take this container repository row of C and E and assign it to two different projects, just dummy projects, basically. Then we can rename them, and they, after renaming, they get a new container repository. It's a hack in the sense that in the registry, it will still use all the old paths, GitLab C, GitLab E, etc. But in GitLab, it will be assigned to this dummy project called GitLab EE container registry do not remove, or something like that. And then we have this one. I think this one looks interesting because we get to actually clean up these tags. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe run into issues or it takes a long time. But basically, we're running something new and unknown, essentially.
So, Camille, I'm going to say something really dumb, but hear me out. How do manifests link to the project? Like, are they using the ID of the project, or are they using the path of the project? So the question I'm trying to ask is, what if we relink, like if it's a path, what if we just relink to GitLab-EE that is a private repository that only has this container registry, and then we can perform whatever cleanup we want, and it can become even a test project for us. The point being, publicly, it's still going to be what we are intending to do here. So we have GitLab and we have GitLab FOSS, but then we have two private projects that are named exactly like the old ones, with a clear explanation why they exist, so that you can actually do some verification there. All of that goes through the window if we are using the project ID.
So two aspects. On the object storage registry stores that as like the equal path. I mean, like it's a GitLab EE, and object storage doesn't have a concept of renaming directory at all. This is how object storage is defined. You have like common prefixes which can form something that resembles directories, but it's not really directory in context of the object storage. Basically, they have very efficient search mechanisms to find all common prefixes. So basically, in order to rename the repository on the object storage. I don't know if Google Cloud has something like that. I know that Amazon definitely doesn't have anything that would allow you to rename the common part of the common prefix, because this is how they name it. So in order to rename it, you have to pretty much cut and paste all the files into like a new common prefix. Basically, this is how it works.
Well, what I mean is not touching the Google storage at all, but like the whole point we are trying to do here is we want to rename two repositories. They're going to become GitLab and GitLab FOSS, right? But that means the GitLab-EE and GitLab-CE will free up. They don't have to be publicly visible, but if we reattach the registry repositories afterwards to that private project, that means that we have the consistency between, what is on GCS and what is on GitLab, and we can do whatever testing we need to do in those private repositories because they are going to be only used for testing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
yes,
I wouldn't touch anything.
Yes, but like there is a check in the code.
Yeah.
So I'm just now wondering if there is a bug in the code as well, that if you disable registry, maybe it's gonna skip this check that there are tags, and maybe it's gonna allow you to rename, making these registry objects orphaned.
We tried that already yesterday on staging, and I don't think it worked. Is that correct, Yuri?
But I actually want to check that.
Sorry, you mean just renaming as is?
No, I mean what Camille was saying. We disable container registry and then renaming.
Oh, no, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. We tried it on staging.
Yeah, it checks for container registry regardless of whether it's enabled or not.
Yeah, it checks for tags.
Yes, I'm actually checking that now, and I see that it checks for tags. It's kind of like impossible to work around. I mean, everything is possible if you use race console, but this is the last thing that I think we want to use. This is the last thing that we want to use because, like, technically, this is the specification of this method that checks that.
Yeah, so we like what we did in staging is we basically patch some code so that it doesn't run these checks, and then we basically did it in one place and then it checks it in another place. The things if we disable just that but keep the container repository, we now have a repository associated with tags with a different path. So the idea we had is we assign the old one to a dummy project and then you get a new one. I think considering all the options we have, so far the hack of assigning the container repository to dummy projects seems to be let's say the least dangerous.
So actually, I wonder how much you care about these tags, but probably for me the least disruptive would be right now going to the storage bucket and basically removing that repository completely. Everything that is in the folder tags.
Yeah.
Since we have versioning, it should be very easy to recover if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, I can find someone who has access to do that. And that's what Stan also recommended doing. Like he said that he did that for some customers. So
right.
We can do that, but yeah, I don't know what's the benefit of us going into a production bucket and doing this.
How should we then update the manifest, or is that manifest in the same folder that we delete?
We would delete the manifest. Like manifest, as far as I remember, is separate, right? Like it's in the separate directory from
Yeah, so basically there is a separate directory which is layers and I think manifest, and there are like explicitly directory named tags
Right.
that you can
Is there
touch on tags.
any other state we would have to modify? Like, does the registry perhaps have some sort of database where it stores, oh, hey, these are the layers I have in S3?
Sorry, can you say again?
That from the manifest.
Sorry, can you say again?
So let's say we delete the data from S3. Does registry use only the manifest to figure out what it has stored, or does it have some separate database as well where it stores this in?
Unfortunately, this is like direct acyclic graph only. So
Right.
Doing that is gonna not gonna touch anything else, and it's gonna only touch tags. I wonder about like the cache blob, but I think this is this should be completely fine from the container registry service, because like it should only catch manifest. It should not catch the list of the tags, because this by definition can change very rapidly. So if you do a targeted removal only on tags and tag link to the manifest, you're not gonna touch manifest that someone can be using. You only touch like the assignment. And since we check for the list of the tags, it's gonna make it. You're gonna be allowed to like to proceed. This is ugly, but this is the most targeted chance that you could think of. Mari, another way really is that let me check exactly what we use on GitLab.e, because maybe this is even better than tinkering with the repo.
And we don't have anything important there. All of them is related to testing.
So actually, the solution could be very simple if you want to leave like all tags behind. And the solution would be, can I share my screen?
Yes, you can.
And it would be even, I think, simpler. You could basically like remove in data, like from the arrays console, these objects. These are stored in the database, and they kind of like create relation between what should be on the registry and what repositories you have. So basically, the removal would be something of that sort. Project find by root path. Pretty much that, and it will remove these associations, and you're not gonna then check that. You're gonna still have all tags present as soon as you push to this to this name. It's gonna create this association that will allow you to access all other tags.
Yeah, so basically this is the idea we had in mind, except we wanted to link these rows to an existing project instead of moving them.
Do not completely lose that, but...
So like you're not gonna lose that. If you create then another project that is named like that, and if you basically do a dummy Docker push to this repo, it's gonna create container repository reference that will allow you to access all previous tags that were.
That sounds like a security problem to me as well now, and we are streaming live on YouTube.
No, it's not security problem, because if you remove project, we also remove all these tags. You kind of work around the problem right now by linking in the system the relation that normally would be processed.
And I think in this case, since we rename projects, the routes for the old projects stay around, so you cannot create a new project called GitLab C on the GitLab org and then suddenly get these tags. And I think if you could, it doesn't really matter because you're basically an employee of GitLab anyway. So yeah, basically we can delete this database row because I think if we assign it to a different project, we cannot delete that project anyway because we have to delete the tags first. So I'm thinking that maybe we can combine it in the sense that we delete the database row, rename it, and we get the new one, etc. And then we ask somebody like, hey, can you go into S3 and delete, the manifest and data for this project path, basically. And then I think we should be done.
Yeah, but we should be done. Like that's what I was suggesting. But I want to leave an option of us having a repository where the package team can do their testing, can make sure that the performance is well, like, because they're not going to get any better chance than this. It's hundreds of thousands of images that were pushed. So
the trick though is what I saw is when we rename projects and we assign these repositories to a different one, it still seems to do lookups by paths. So whatever project we assign this repository to, it won't actually see any tags and images. It's just an empty page. That's what I saw in staging, at least. So that kind of means assigning it to a different project is not that useful because you cannot get the data you need anyway, I think. So what you would have to do basically is create essentially a new project called GitLab EE, assign it to that. That's super confusing.
That's what I said. That's what I said like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
No worries. But I understand why it's super confusing. But I also am trying to suggest that it's a great testing experiment for the package team that do need this. Like they need a test case, and ideally they would reproduce it somehow. But
Well, so there's the thing though. Once we rename these projects and such, the new projects will keep getting all these tags in because they get created, over time. So they can basically test there. As in the test data will rebuild itself fairly quickly, I think.
Yeah. Okay. I think we have enough information. I don't want to prevent you, Camille. I know that you were through the door already. Thanks for giving us the overview. And
probably the last option is the safest, because you do very small and very targeted change that is very easy to recover, but you do not delete any actual data.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Especially you effectively delete 2 rows from the database with that command, nothing else.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a perfect plan to me. Well, perfect, far from perfect, but I mean for the options we have currently. I would like to avoid at all costs going to a GC's bucket and tampering with that if we can. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay,
thanks, Camille.
See ya.
All right, Eric, we have our plan.
Yeah. So to confirm, we just basically delete these container repository rows, 2 of them, immediately rename the project, and then we should be good to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll ask you to, before doing that, go to the final codebase changes issue and write that up.
Yes. Let me see.
And I'll communicate this in words.
Yeah, so I did already add 2 tasks yesterday to delete these container images.
Right, but what I'm asking you is to write up the exact commands that you're gonna execute and why, basically.
Let me see the checkboxes. With container repository. Oh, come on, GitLab. Just copy paste that in Vim. It's a bit slow. There you go. Let's see. So step 1, I think I had my script still somewhere. Let me see. Rename, yeah, there we go. Let me check if it's still correct. Yada. Okay, so that we don't need. Project, so container repositories. Destroy all, I think. Let me check that. Not sure if it starts running code then to also delete the tags.
Good to confirm that.
Does it have any hooks? Doesn't look like it. No, okay, so it doesn't have any hooks. That's good. So we don't need the dummy project anymore. And then we rename project to GitLab. GitLab EE. Let's rename GitLab CE first.
Yeah, because we have no issues if we have. Yeah, sounds good.
GitLab EE. So GitLab CE container repositories we all destroy. Then we do that for EE. Then we rename CE. And GitLab EE gets renamed to GitLab. Okay. So let's see. So we do CE first. Step one. Let's see, how can I share this script? Run. Paste the removal code below into a Rails console. Oops. Step two. Let me see how I can do this best.
All right, I communicated this as best as I could in words.
Let's see, path. Okay, so we rename GitLab C user. Let's GitLab false. And GitLab EE user becomes just GitLab. Clock. Okay. This is rename. Paste the rename. Run. Okay, so paste the code. We rename GitLab CE to GitLab false. Yep. And we do that the same with EE, which we rename to just GitLab. Okay, let me update the issue so it's there. Oops, let me SSH to the deploy host. I'll share my screen in a minute. Sudo GitLab Rails C. Okay, so the tasks are in the issue.
All right. Let's. I know you're gonna hate me now, but I learned to live with that already. Can we test this in staging first? This exact thing.
Yeah, sure.
Let me go and rename. What do we have there? We have GitLab in GitLab false. Let me rename that back to. Well, no, I can't because we have container registry images. Cool. So test it in GitLab.
Sure.
Share your screen, please.
Yeah, let me close the production console then. Increase the font size a bit. There we go. Let's make this a little bigger. Let's also make this one a little bigger. There we go. So this is staging. Let's see, staging.
GitLab org. Yeah.
So we have the GitLab project. Let's see.
You had 3 images there.
Okay, so we just, yeah, we'll just rename that to GitLab EE then. Then for that, I need my rename script. Let's get rid of that. Copy that. Okay, staging. Oh, we have decided. Let's start with just GitLab CE then. Sorry, GitLab E, whatever. Okay, so we have the project, we have the user. So what we do, rename project GitLab EE user, we rename it to GitLab EE. Right.
Well, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, but it deletes the GitLab EE. Maybe I have to re-add these patches to disable the checks.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was like a different code path where it that it uses to figure out if it has stacks. Let me check. That was in update service, I think. Projects.
Yeah, it was. It was checking for tags. There, right?
Yeah, projects update service. Cannot rename projects with container registry. Let me make this bigger. Oh, this is whatever. New path project has container registry tags. Return images if defined images is container repository tags or has root GitLab has container repository. Oh, that's probably cached, I guess. Let me. No. Okay, so it fetches that somewhere else. Has root container repository builds root repository.
Jörg, give me 1 sec to try something.
Sure.
Just humor me here, and then I'll ask you to rerun the command to rename.
Sure.
All right. Can you fetch all the details again and rename?
Fetch the
project.
Project. Yeah. Rename projects. No.
No. Okay. All right. Continue. Sorry.
Let's see. So tags. Manifest. Yeah, it pulls the data straight from the manifest.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need my patches again that I conveniently removed. Okay, so then a bit bigger. Oops. Let's get rid of all these JPEGs. Don't need those. I don't need my signal stuff. There we go. Let's see. Rename. To it again. Project GitLab, JDK, GitLab. Have the update service projects. So that we copy here. Cannot. That is in the file updates that we just right. And we get rid of that check. Who needs validation anyway? Let's do the after rename just in case. And then where did it do? Oh, there we go. I guess we just rename that one to nope. Patch it to nope, whatever. Okay, so then I can just copy, paste that into my console. Oops, typo. There we go. GitLab PE. Yeah. GitLab PE user, and we renamed it to GitLab PE. There we go. Let me update the issue with this. So we have that. Oops.
Yep. Confirming that it's all right on staging now.
Yeah, let me check. What happens with the registry?
Registry just gets recreates the repository, but empty.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is when you log in, when you prepare everything before renaming,
yeah.
I'll go in and disable container registry to prevent any pushes in the meantime.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Yeah.
And then you'll run the rename. And
should we maybe also stop CI pipelines that are running?
I think they're gonna abort themselves as soon as we disable the registry.
Yeah, let's just stop them just in case.
There is too many, Yorick. I don't want to go and deal with that. There's quite a lot of
stop.
Exactly. There's quite a lot of pipelines. So I think we'll do it that way. And I already informed everywhere I could that is.
Yeah, and I guess worst case it will pull an image that should still work basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so issues updated. I will rename this project back. GitLab. Let me just refresh that query. And then we rename it back to GitLab. Curious what happens then with the registry if it finds it again. Zoom, go away. So we then go back to GitLab. Yeah, then it has the tags again if you rename it back.
Yeah, I expected as much. So it's going to be a great test case. Cool.
Yeah, let me close staging.
Close staging, and let's do CE first.
Yes. So CE. Just imagining one day somebody will watch and be like, no, you have sudo access. You should use this and that instead. You should use SSL certificates because otherwise you're doing it wrong.
Well, all of that is true.
I hate articles like that. We're like, oh, if you're not using this, then you're doing it wrong. I was like, well, maybe I just don't have a need for it.
Okay. All right. Let's focus on this.
Sure.
So.
Okay, so console's open. So step one is we paste the sort of helper code. There we go. Check. GitLab CE. Okay, so we can disable the container feature in CE.
All right, that is done.
Okay, let me just open it up. GitLab CE. Then we go to, okay, so that's gone. Let's see, rename project GitLab CE to GitLab false. Should we probably remove, or did we already rename GitLab false?
I already did that. I prepared all of that.
Okay, GitLab false test. So I wouldn't be surprised if it starts complaining like, hey, the route for GitLab false already exists because that's a redirect.
That's actually quite odd because I thought I already did that, Yorick. I already cleaned it up.
So if I go to just GitLab false, it will redirect me.
Interesting.
But I can just delete the route.
You know what's also interesting? It's also interesting that I thought I deleted this project.
GitLab false test.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just nuke it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Settings. Advanced. Oh yeah, I'm not an owner anymore. I cannot delete projects.
I can delete the project.
I,
but maybe we don't need to do it right now. Let's
I'll
focus
just
on
the route. GitLab false hold project.
No, Yorick, no.
Sorry?
Please don't do that. We didn't test this. We didn't try it in staging. Let's focus on what we need to do here.
All right.
And if necessary, we are going to delete the project. Okay.
Sure. Okay, so we rename GitLab CE to GitLab false. Let's see what happens. What's this? Hash storage attachment cannot move error. Up. Oh boy, it's gonna move all the attachments. Okay.
All right. So what do we do?
Oh yeah, and GitLab false probably exists for the old project, I guess.
Oh, it's hashed. That's why maybe.
Yeah, that's why we don't see it, but it's based on the project path. Probably because we renamed it, it keeps the directory.
I don't know anything about hash storage.
Let me check what's just in that directory. Because GitLab false shouldn't have any uploads. Let's see, how can I best do this? I'll just use dir.
And what if I delete the project, the false test?
Should be fine. Just give me a sec. Count how much is in there. Oh, just one file. Oh, it's this TMP directory. Let's see what's in there. TMP work. It's conveniently named. Oh, it's just an empty directory tree.
Interesting. So it doesn't clean up. So this is a bug.
Also, yeah, I guess when we rename it, it probably creates. Yeah, it's a good question. Does it copy or rename the directory?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so we can just delete the GitLab false test.
Yeah, let me do that right now. GitLab false test. Confirm. GitLab false test is in the process of being deleted.
Yeah, let me see. Project find by full. Bleh. GitLab. Org GitLab false test.
Hey, you know what happened?
Well,
everything is fine. But if you go now to GitLab false, it loads GitLab Community Edition.
What?
Mm-hmm. And if you go to GitLab CE, it goes to GitLab false.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So GitLab CE goes to GitLab false. Okay, what?
Which is exactly what we wanted, but I don't understand why.
It's probably some old routes left. Yeah, GitLab. Oh, this is funny. See, so the project is still physically there. So it's probably still in the process of being deleted. Let me see. Oh, there's only one route for that. Let's see. So the path GitLab false test. Let's see. Route where source type project. Jesus. And then path GitLab org GitLab CE. There are no routes for that. That's a little weird. But there are GitLab false. Maybe because the rename, maybe it fails like after it creates the routes.
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh boy. Okay. So that GitLab false test project is still there. I can delete it from the Rails console. It happens instantly.
Don't touch anything. It's fine. Just leave it as is.
Let me maybe fix those routes though. Let's see, GitLab. So there's no route for GitLab CE. There is a route for GitLab false. And that,
sorry, Yorick, you lost me a bit. I don't understand what you're trying to solve. So if you go to GitLab CE right now in the browser, it will redirect you to GitLab FOSS, which is exactly what we wanted. So what are you trying to do?
It's not redirecting to the right GitLab false. That's the thing. So database-wise, the issue is there's a route for GitLab or GitLab false, which currently points to GitLab CE. Technically, that's correct. It's just a little weird coincidence. And the route for GitLab false test is still there, and that points to the test repository, I think. Let me double check that. Is that the right ID? Yeah, okay, so the routes are correct by coincidence, basically. I'm just wondering what happened. Yeah, when the removal is done, it should be fine. Let me check if it delays those removals. Controllers, projects, controller, destroy, async execute, projects, destroy, service, pending delete is true, schedule still, repos removal, project destroy, worker perform async. So that does not appear to be delay, but it's probably in the process of removing it. Let me check what the state is pending. Oh, it's gone now. Yeah, so the project is gone. GitLab.com, GitLab org, GitLab CE. Let's see what happens with that route. Yeah. So GitLab org and GitLab CE URLs don't load for me. So maybe, did we just break something? No, all of GitLab is now having issues for me.
I'm loading everything, albeit a bit slowly. Or let me check with production.
Yeah,
really
there
quick.
it is.
Although this live stream is killing my laptop, so I think
I can switch it to stream from my account.
It's fine. Let's focus on the task at hand. So the not the reroute.
Yeah.
The redirect works correctly, it seems.
Yeah, so the project's there. I'm a little concerned though that because the error, it might have not moved everything. So maybe we should rename it back to GitLab C and then rename it back to GitLab false.
Can we first confirm what it didn't move or what it didn't do before we do anything?
Let me see where the stack trace came from. Update service 21. Hash storage, migrate attachment surface. After rename surface 6.7. Project. Six and rename. If migrate to hashed storage, we migrate to hashed storage, but is that the last step? Rename or migrate repository? No, there's a bunch of other send move instructions, execute system hooks, update repository configuration. Yeah, it's not in the entirely correct state. But I guess I can run those steps manually.
Right, but can we confirm what those steps are? And we can then confirm whether those steps ran.
So steps that it didn't run is sending the move instructions. That's not a big deal. Executing system hooks, not a big deal. Update repository configuration. Let's see what that does. Yeah, that reloads, I guess, caches. It changes the config. And, well, either way, pretty important. Rename transfer documents. Or that renames uploads and stuff, which I don't think we should. Yeah, for C we do. Boy, is it gonna do a lot of work. Upload service new. Oh, I just left this. Yeah, so there is some stuff that we have to run. What I can do is I can run just those steps.
Let's run just those steps, and not all of them, only the ones that we consider right now to be important.
Yes. Let's see, projects, rename, service. Oh, after rename, service new. What does it take? It takes a project. GitLab CE. Path before was GitLab CE. Path before the path select is that what is full path before then? After rename service. Oh, okay. Path 4 is just the project name. Okay. Let's GitLab CE and then full path before GitLab work. GitLab CE.
Does this also mean that staging doesn't have hash storage enabled?
I think it does, but it probably didn't have these empty directories.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, then our testing on staging is...
Okay, so rename or migrate repository, that one. Did we delete the directory? Probably not.
We didn't.
Let's see if I can find those. Maybe they're gone by now.
They should be gone, right? I think you, yeah.
Yeah, no, the TMP is still there. Work. I could just rm there, just that one directory.
Nope, don't touch it. Leave it. Leave it empty.
Yeah, but it's gonna fail again when the.
When the?
So the rename or migrate repository with the hash storage stuff.
We don't have to do that again though, right? Like you want to do only the other commands. That's what we talked about.
Well, so yeah, so this one did fail. Hold on. Well, so here's the thing. Let's see. So the method it failed again is rename or migrate repository. Mm-hmm. It fails line 6, 7. So the hash storage just straight up didn't run. The steps we run before that are expire caches before rename and first ensure no tags are present. So that first ensure we stop that out, so it doesn't do anything. Expire oops, I just locked my screen by accident. There we go.
The second ran?
Yeah, so expire caches ran, rename. What I am let's run these steps individually first, and we'll see if we have to do anything about the rename or migrate repository.
Sounds good.
Let's see, service, yeah. So send, move instructions, probably private method, no. Execute system hook.
Wait, send move instructions should send move instructions. So
it returned true, so I guess it does it async. Let me check.
So it's probably going to go into the sidekick queue for mailing.
Send move instruction. RB send notification service new project was moved. Yeah, it does some stuff for emailing. Okay, execute system hooks done. Update repository configuration. Suspect that one might be private. Done. Rename, transfer documents, service. Done. Service block completion done. Okay, so the rename should be done. What's this? GitLab com, GitLab. Work GitLab false. Okay, so that load. Let me just check if some of the uploads still work. It if I can find an issue with upload.
Let me try and help with that one.
Probably UX stuff might have that, because they have usually screenshots and things in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, upload still work. Let me make sure there's actually an upload, not some external image. Yeah, seems to still work. Although the URL it uses is GitLab-org GitLab CE uploads, but I think that's because it doesn't rewrite the markdown.
Yeah, I think so as well. So
yeah, the link in the actual markdown still has that, but that's kind of expected, because if it has to do that, it would take forever.
Actually, that's pretty weird, because I just went to GitLab FOSS and it didn't show me GitLab CE. Huh? How is that possible? I just got a different result.
So if I go gitlab-org/gitlab-false, I get GitLab Community Edition.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm talking about attachments. If I go to the attachments, it now shows me GitLab FOSS uploads, not GitLab CE uploads.
Attachments as in?
Attachments as in whatever is in the description or in the issue comments.
Can you share a link?
Yeah, sure.
How do I go to the chat there?
All right, so here is one. Select any attachment, and for me, it loads the
so
one
I
from
see
FOSS.
the images.
Yeah, me too.
So you're saying that if you open them in a separate page or something?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh yeah, then it does GitLab. That's probably because it redirects there. So the reason it still work is they still use the GitLab CE URL in the markdown, but then when it loads, it redirects.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And that's fine.
Yeah, so for GitLab false, we can rename, container registry is there again. Let me check. No containers.
Yeah.
Okay, let me then rename the name of the project.
Yeah, sounds good.
GitLab, yeah. Do we leave it GitLab Community Edition or GitLab FOSS Edition, or?
No edition. No edition. Edition is a distribution. So GitLab FOSS, that's the name of the repository.
Let's see the description. GitLab FOSS is a only mirror of GitLab with all proprietary, I hate the word, code removed. This project was previously used to host GitLab Community Edition, but all development has now moved to HTTPS gitlab.com gitlab.org/gitlab.
All right, that's good enough.
Save. And let's see, GitLab FOSS, the project name. Let's see if it picks the path up properly. Yep.
Yeah, all right. So before we start talking about GitLab EE, what kind of checks do we need to do to make sure that we don't have the same
so we need to make sure so I think this particular issue was because we had the GitLab FOSS project. We renamed it, I guess, while it was still deleting it.
Okay.
And if you could somehow check if for GitLab-org/GitLab there is a hashed path, that would probably help, but I have no idea how we can do that. Let's see, hash storage promotion service. How does it determine the bull? Repository, storage version, project disk path. Yeah. Figuring out what the path is seems non-trivial. Can find that. RB disk attacks disk path. No, defined in a whole bunch of places.
Do you remember who did hash storage? Maybe we can pull
Gabriel,
them in.
I think.
Gabriel. Let's see whether Gabriel is online.
Just, yeah, Gabriel mostly. Disk hash. Oh, it's just a SHA-2 the project ID. GitLab. Yeah, okay.
All right. I'll ask Gabriel to join. Just to have a double check.
Let's see. So that's weird then that if it's a hash of the ID that the directory conflicted, maybe something else happened. It's a bit weird. So 9.4 digest SHA-2X digest to string 9.4D17344. Okay, so the directory it had issues with, that was the old, that was like the CE directory, not the GitLab false test one.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess for some reason it just had an empty directory there that it didn't expect. Let me see if EE has this directory.
I wonder, do you, like, is that directory still there, right? We didn't delete it.
Yeah, it's still there.
Can you check the permissions on that directory, please?
Yeah, sure. Copy SSH. No, let's stay.
Hey, Gabriel.
Hey.
Hey, thanks for joining. We just need the second pair of eyes before we execute the second part on the hash storage related items, because we had a failure when we tried to move items and we don't know exactly why. So I think it might be worth doing a double check.
I think I know why. We have a pending migration for a few projects, and GitLab is one of them. And the reason why it's failing for this specific project is that there is still a temp directory, as you're seeing right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you remove it and rerun the migration, it will work.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So in GitLab EE, we can verify the same thing. If there is a temp directory, we can remove it before we start. So maybe we should do that first.
Yeah, let's check that.
Thanks.
So get that EE's hashed storage. There we go. Yeah, let me. Then let me make sure the R flag in case there's millions of files in there. So TMP does exist. Whoa.
October 29, 2018. Okay, great.
Probably an early migration that we tried and failed.
Yeah, the directories are empty, so.
All right.
Remove those.
I'm a big fan of moving, even though they're empty. So I would advise to move them to a temp.
Yeah, might be better. MV. But so the TMP directory itself, we also have to move. What we can do is we can move the top level one and then recreate the old one, basically.
Sounds good.
I think you don't need to recreate. The migration will do that for you.
Right. It just.
I don't know whether we want to test that. No, I trust you. I trust you. But we have a tiny bit more of moving parts that I want.
Okay, then sudo mkdir.
Which user?
Yeah, git. I'll fix that once it runs. Where's my minus going? It's a little too big. Let's see, yeah. So then we chown that to git, and then if we check the permissions, yep. Okay. So,
all right, let's do the prep work one more time. So GitLab EE.
Yeah, for the sake of it, I'll restart the console so there's no internal state. And check and check. And that can go. Where did my script go? Downloads. So GitLab CE we no longer need. Copy. Yes, I know. Robocop. You can stop complaining. Yeah, that's loading.
All right. So let's replay this one more time. You are going to put in your script in, or rather.
Yep.
All right. And then before calling, I'm just going to disable the container registry.
Yes.
Just did that.
Okay. So we rename GitLab EE to GitLab, and there we go. It fills with the same hash storage. The top level directory.
The top level directory.
So just remove the top level directory.
Don't do that right now.
No, I want to see what's in there first.
Nope, because we renamed the repository now, so be careful what you do.
Yeah, but so this is a different path than I had before. So before the EE, oh no, it's the same path. What? Yeah, so I guess it also doesn't want the top level directory there. Let me check what it's doing there. gprod. Oh, I could just actually just do that here. Dear. Brackets. Yeah, there's nothing in there. It's just the top level directory it doesn't want. Jesus Christ.
It is fine. It is fine. It is
Okay,
fine. No need to mix religion into this.
No. So do we need to run this hashed storage migration for EE? Like, what is the
So
don't?
The thing is, because we enabled hashed storage GitLab wide,
yeah.
One of the things that it does is whenever you're renaming, it tries to migrate legacy.
Right. But so, hold on. After rename service. But so can we? So if we don't run that now, everything should be fine, right? We'll do that sometime in the future, I guess. As in, so this project is still using legacy storage, I assume, and when you rename it, it wants to migrate it. If we don't run that now, in the future, we will, I guess, migrate all remaining projects over, right?
Check the rename or migrate project repository, please.
So what that does, if migrate to hash storage, it will run it, and otherwise it just renames the repo.
Yeah, so we need the else case.
Oh, then I wonder if it also did that for CE. Boy. So hold on, let's see what happens if I pull from. So I wonder if now for GitLab CE, it might still use the old path. Git clone, git gitlab.com, gitlab.org, GitLab CE, git. Let's see, what is that doing? Yeah, we have the bitmap warning. I mean, it is cloning. So anyway, that doesn't get a hard error. Let's see, GitLab false.
Those warnings are really annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's still cloning, so I guess that.
Do the same for GitLab now.
Yeah, I suppose so. this seems like it wouldn't be bad if we just leave it. We can fix it afterwards. Okay, so we do service. Does it save this tree? No, it doesn't. Service is project. So after rename service new GitLab EE user. Oh no, just path before. Path before or GitLab EE, sorry, full path before. Nah. GitLab org. GitLab.
There is a type on path before.
Full path. Oh, again. I made that one the last time too. Thanks. Okay, so service, send move instructions first. And then we execute the system hooks. Update repository configuration service. Rename transfer documents service. There's nothing there. And then service log completion and done. Let me double check projects.
Did you run the rename?
Yeah. Hold on. Update service after changing pages related config. Okay, yeah. We don't just get the pages anyway there. So, okay, I think that should be it. Let's double check.
I updated the repository, not name, but well, yeah, the name.
It goes to GitLab. Yep.
I updated the avatar to a generic one.
Oh yeah.
And I enabled the container registry again.
And images.
What else? The titles we updated already.
Yeah, let me double check if I can still pull from it.
I just pulled from GitLab as it is, and also from GitLab EE.
Okay, perfect.
What else does the checklist say?
Let's see, remove container repository. So we did the renames. Okay, so the remaining checkboxes is stuff like chat ops and all the projects that
I fully expect that we'll have to update some tests as well, pulling from different, not repositories, but registries and so on.
What I'll do is I'll schedule a pipeline on
yes.
that.
That's a good one.
See what happens now. Oh boy, 88 pending pipelines.
Yes.
Can I just mass cancel those?
Don't touch them. Leave them.
No, I was just curious. Run master pipeline. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere it's like pulling images based on the repo name or something like that.
If we did it right, I expect like the compile assets and all of that to use the registry name, which now changed. So theoretically, it should start pushing images again without any issues.
Yeah, but I know that we pull some images from dev. And I'm wondering if ideally it just uses the name on dev instead of passing our current name on .com and assuming those are...
No, well, the names on dev are different, so it can.
Oh, yeah.
Now you did remind me, though, to check mirroring. I'm going to check mirroring really quickly. Mirroring. I don't want to share that screen because there might be... Well, there is no credentials there, but all right, I'm triggering mirroring.
There's one check I'll add. We need to run the merge train for this new setup.
And do you need anything more for hash search?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good
Thank
luck.
you, Gabriel, for joining.
Yeah, thanks. No, so you need to run a merge train sync. I'm thinking I I think I will run that locally initially without pushing, just in case we run into merge conflicts and things like that. Oh, why did my checkboxes get lost? I'll just mark down rename. We did.
All right. Baloo just reminded me or warned me or linked me that we have one fix in place for asset building. So I just merged that.
Okay, I will set up the merge train locally. Let's see, how did I do that again? Is that somewhere in my history? Oh, there we go. Target project is GitLab false. Source project is now GitLab. Target directory, we don't care to say.
Okay.
Bin merge train.
All right, mirroring is functioning. I didn't expect anything else, but you never know, so it's fine.
Okay. Oh yeah, I need to disable pushing. Oh, I still have that disabled. Nice. Okay, so I can just see what happens if I do that. Yeah, sorry. Source project GitLab to GitLab false. There we go. Let's see what happens locally. Let me share this.
All right, I'll take the communication item.
Yeah, that cloning takes a little while. There's a bunch of Slack. There's a bunch of errors from release tools in Slack. Think about the rename.
So we'll have a lot of updates to do, but that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so now uploading GitLab false. Yeah, are we actually going to do anything about this bitmap warnings?
I think someone is working on it.
All right.
No, it was reported already.
Huh, no failures or anything. Consider me surprised. Target, let me check. What did it do? Version merge hours, yes. Yeah, that all looks legitimate. Oh, there it's still trying to do some git fetching from it's database migrations, but that is okay. Specific content, yes, and that it should only be running on GitLab E, yes. Yada yada yada. Knapsack, whatever. Dummy license keys. Let's change log stuff. I just see the stat. 16,000 insertions. But that's probably all those prepend lines. Let me double check that. There's some actual changes there. Yeah, some white space changes. I mean, it is like a day behind at this point. Let's see, controllers. Yeah, okay, so it's all the prepend lines that was expected. Last one was Marcia. Okay, so I will run it from.
Give me 1 sec. Give me please 1
Sure.
sec. So I want to just not double check, but be your sounding board there. All right. Whew. Friday the 13th, man.
Let's see, I do think I need to, yeah, I need to push one change to the merge train project. So it uses the correct repo names, but I'll just push that to master. GitLab CE, GitLab org. But that's a good question. So we have a job there to merge master using the old approach. I think we should just remove that from the CI file so we don't run it by accident. It requires that you set an extra environment variable, but
we don't have the need for that.
Yeah,
we're going to use merge train for other things, but not now. Like we're fine with it.
And for all those cases, am I saying this correctly? Yeah, for stable branches we do sync manual anyway, and for future stable branches we want the FOSS sync approach. Yeah.
Yep, correct.
So I think I can just remove all of that. Okay, what I'll do is I'll submit a merge request so you can take a look at that just to double check.
Sounds good.
So source project is GitLab EE, sync to GitLab FOSS. So merge FOSS becomes merge master. Let's see. Well, it's not merge FOSS because it's not explicitly master. And then I can remove the code for the old merging approach. So we just do merge always. And the old merge approach is gone. And we rename merge FOSS to just merge. Script here appears unused. What did I use that for? Oh, for the merging schema changes. Yeah, we no longer need that, I think.
Can you repeat?
No, so there was some code for resolving database merge conflicts, but we don't need that anymore.
No.
So always take the E version. So I get to remove quite a bit of code. Merge schema. HTTP schema init. Let's see, what else can we remove? See, nothing in configure SSH, no. Nothing in Docker, no. I love it when I can remove code.
As long as it's not in...
as long as it's not a production database, sure.
No. I mean, it needed to be said, right?
Yeah, I don't mind. I make jokes about that myself too. Okay, check out the single code base. Remove code no update for changes merge train so that code for the old C and E split. And then we I think those merge requests are on .com. I will assign this to you. Marin labels single code base.
Right, let me check it out.
Milestone till 3. Delete source branch. There we go. And it's in chat.
All right, I see it.
And that's a lot of emojis. I'm wondering if somewhere at Slack there's like an alert going off because we just keep adding like a million emojis to all these discussions.
They got ahead of us. They have 50 emoji limit.
Oh yeah. Darn it.
Merge menu, that's good. Nice. No schema merges anymore.
Yeah.
Wait.
I will actually run this locally, just one.
Yeah, wait.
So it now basically defaults to false always. Target GitLab false, where's GitLab? Let me make sure it doesn't push. Should probably one day add a dry run option for that. Oh, syntax error.
Yeah, I was
Kind of confused. Oh no, that's because I commented out my code. Sorry. Info. That's what I hate in Bash. If you have an if or else that has an empty body, it's a syntax error. Anyway, so it's cloning now. We'll see what it does. Yeah, all of the removed code was for the old split.
all right. Well, Yorick, well, we can re-add it, I guess, but I don't know if I would want to remove the merge option because we are going to probably be using it.
What we use it for? We haven't used it for stable branches. We do that manually.
No, but we are working on security release migration, and there are a couple of proposals that might end up using this, but
they all have to use the false approach though, because otherwise you'll get in similar.
Correct. They all have to use. Yeah, that's true. I guess. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Well, as soon as you confirm that
the difference is the false approach, it resolves merge conflicts by just using like the EE stuff. Basically, just overrides it. There is an interesting thing though for now I'm thinking of. If you sync to a repository with custom changes, I think those will get lost because it will hard remove. Basically, the way it does it, it basically backs up the .git directory of the target repo, wipes all the files, copies over from the source, and then restores the .git.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a file in the target that is changed, that will get overwritten. So I think for that we do actually need the normal merge. I agree. Let's keep that for now. Just in case.
Yeah.
I do think I will remove the CI.
CI, absolutely.
Yeah,
let's remove it.
Actually, hold on. Hold up. Git log. Let me reset first. Git reset. To do schema. Well, that means we actually have to keep the schema.
Yeah.
We basically have to keep everything for now.
We have to keep everything for now, apart from the CI. Like we don't need the CI to run this way.
Correct. GC disable CI. Remove CI job for normal approach. To merge to get false. For the false sync. Merge. Oops. Double check my diff. Yeah. Origin single codebase. Capital B. Copy.
Okay.
Okay. Merge request updated.
This is definitely way easier to read. Cool. Merging. All right. The next thing I want to go through immediately before we disband this call and both of us grab some air. I want to make sure that we have the list updated and the top priority items, the final changes list checklist.
Let me update that. So, let's see. So sync, merge.
Communicate is done.
Someone edited the issue at the time you did. No, they didn't. Sync.
Yeah. These are important, but not crucial.
Which ones?
So I'm reading update chat ops, update release tools. They are important, but they're like, they can wait for 5 more minutes.
Yeah. I know. Why is it not saving my issue now? Come on, GitLab. I'm not a robot.
Can we enable Rami's task for moving issues?
Yeah. So that one is.
I think it's merged. I'm looking at it now, and it's merged.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, 20 hours ago. But I did see one open issue earlier that I had to move. Oh, but this is a dry run?
Let me check. So the merge request was, that's the issue. That one got merged 20 hours ago. Double check. No, the CI job, that's a dry run. This one generic job that just runs, I think, all the policy.
Okay. So
that's the action, state open, post a comment, condition state closed.
Oh, it says here next run in 2 days. How about we test? I see in the schedule pipelines, there is migrate open GitLab FOSS issues to GitLab. So maybe open a test issue in GitLab FOSS, and I'll manually run the pipeline.
Let's see. Oh, there's actually an issue. Emmer get stuck test. Oh, you closed and locked that.
yeah, I closed and locked it. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, nope. I already found an issue where it ran, actually.
Yeah? Link me.
There we go. State automation to be locked. So it closes it.
Cool.
And
all right.
It's not yet locked, but I guess it locks it later on. That's okay.
I'll adjust the schedule. We need to run it more frequently.
Yeah.
Every 15 minutes, I guess?
No, I would just run it every 3 hours or something like that. Like if people, like the issue template already tells people not to do it.
True. All right, 2 or 3 hours.
So if they create, if it takes 2-3 hours to move, like,
All right, I'll adjust that.
Weirdly enough, it closed it, but it didn't seem to have actually moved the issue. Does it do that separately? Let's see. Move GitLab org GitLab. Oh, so I probably tried to move it when the target repo didn't exist yet.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I'll create a test issue anyway.
Create a test issue and I'll run. I adapted it to run every 3 hours. I'll leave a message in the issue.
Test moving of issues to GitLab. So a test issue to see if issues are moved and locked automatically as intended. Okay, issue created.
Let me run it quickly. All right. Pipeline is running.
Yeah, the triage pipelines are not the fastest.
That's fine. That's fine. We're not in a rush there anyway.
So that one is merged.
Well, you'll be happy to know, Yorick. You'll be happy to know, Yorick, that it worked. It worked. It moved it correctly. It did not lock it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it locked it.
Yeah, it does. It's a separate thing. So if you look at the merge request, what it does, it creates the comment, then adds a label to lock it, and then it runs a separate policy to lock issues with that label.
Yeah.
It's otherwise it will move the issue, and then in the target project, it's also locked, I think. Okay, perfect. So that works.
Perfect. All right. We have informed everyone we needed to. We covered most important items for the moment. And I think we can end this. You can grab a breather.
Hold on. This is issues. The one thing I do want to do, in case that goes, is run the merge train pipeline now.
Oh, sure. Sure.
I don't expect any issues there.
Do it now in the call.
Master build image 0 merge false, so merge master can go. Merge false active. Yep. Then I will remove the legacy job.
Have you confirmed whether everything in the FOSS project has been included in GitLab EE? That something didn't get merged?
Yes, I synced it when we couple of hours after we locked merging.
Okay, good.
I will double check
Let's-
if Marcia's latest commit is there. I believe it is.
Yeah, it is. If that is the latest commit, then we are good.
Oops. Let's see. Patch 7.4, patch 7.4. Yep, that's there. So you can sync to false.
Let's do that. Inaugurial sync.
Play, there we go. I mean, it should work, ran it locally. And why is it now building the image?
It's we have a. I think I have an issue open somewhere for this. We have a regression somewhere where the image gets built every time now. We made some of the changes and I forgot what it was. I don't know. It's in an issue somewhere.
Yeah, but it's weird. So the build image, it has like, it only runs if variables is set to 1, the build image variable.
Yeah.
So is that maybe set on group level now or something? Double check. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but CI variables. So it's not set at the project level. Is it set at the group level, maybe? No. Huh. Maybe it just ignores that. I know, I'll just, let's see. Oh, hold up. Maybe it's because I have master schedules. Variables. I know, I suspect it maybe ignores the variables block for some reason. Oh, well, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. That's fine. Hey, Yorick, who is the bot user the user that will push?
Yeah, it goes through GitLab bot, and
Yeah.
GitLab bot has push access.
All right. I see that, but I'm just double checking the push access on protected branches.
Yeah.
And we have the release managers group as well. We don't need that. We just want the bot, right?
Yeah, I think I left that because it already was the case. But yeah, I think we can get rid of release managers because
I think we should get rid of any humans if we can.
With security releases, how would we ever merge into GitLab FOSS directly? No, right?
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah, so for master, we don't need that. For the other branches, we might.
How about we just restrict it to just the user, the bot user, and if we do need it, we'll. All right, so it's GitLab bot, right? It
might be that our release tools will fix it automatically, as in because it does that.
We don't grant permissions automatically
to the group and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah, I remember. Right, I do have a bottle of champagne, but I think drinking that on my own is a little sad.
Well, like, feel free to come over to my place and we can crack it open. I have one as well, so we can make that like a very long night. So feel free to come over. All right, I have set no one can push apart from these. So no release managers anymore. So we are clear in the clear there. And let me see whether there was anything else on the list. Mirroring is functioning. Well, I think that's it. Cool. Yorick, Amazing work, man. Amazing work during these past couple of months.
9 months or something.
Yeah, well, 9 months prep and all of that, but actually effective like 5, I think I counted.
Yeah, I think the actual work started January, February, something like that.
No, the actual work started like in March. I checked because my blog post went out in February, and we took some couple of weeks to organize. So it was still a long way, but hopefully that it's a very productive one. We'll see soon enough. Cool. Thank you so much. I'll chat with you later.
All right. See ya.
Have a good one.